This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, August the 23rd. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, former Minister of International Business Donville Inniss will begin his date with destiny today when he is arraigned on money laundering charges at a Brooklyn federal court at noon. Inniss, who is represented by Attorney-at-Law Garrett Sullivan, will be required to enter a plea to the three-count indictment, which is alleged to have occurred within the jurisdiction of the Eastern Division of the New York District Attorney. The former Member of Parliament for St. James South will appear before Judge Kiyo Matsumoto on charges that in 2015 and 2016 he took part in a scheme to launder into the United States some $36,000 in bribes, which he allegedly received from high-level executives of a Barbadian insurance company. Now, that company has since been found to be the Insurance Corporation of Barbados. Meanwhile, Minister of Home Affairs Edmund Hinkson has declared that the ruling Barbados Labour Party is not for sale to any bidder. Hinkson is emphatic that the party will not accept any gifts, whether in cash or other inducement, to grant favors to businesses or anyone. In fact, he said the process of transparency has begun, with parliamentarians and their spouses declaring their assets even before the introduction of integrity legislation.
Those people who serve in public life at the political level, statutory boards must understand that we have no place for bribery in this country. We cannot afford it. It is immoral. It sends up the cost of doing business. It sends up the cost of living, period. And this government, being led, of course, by Mayor Mottley, has made it plain that we are not tolerating that. We're governing with transparency, with accountability, and in the best interest of the law.
Courtesy Garage has been fingered as the car dealership that so bothered Prime Minister Mottley that she ordered home a team that was in Europe in search of second-hand garbage trucks for the Sanitation Service Authority. Mottley told a meeting of the St. Michael Southeast constituency on Sunday night the group had to dump those plans and return home because of some suspicious activity by an uninvited guest. She explained that pursuant to a board paper, the group from the SSA and the Ministry of the Environment and National Beautification had gone abroad to examine used garbage trucks, but a certain car company's representatives happened to be at every location that the group went to. However, a source has told Barbados Today the representative was from Courtesy Garage, whose regional product manager Sam Gaston could not be reached for comment. In sports now, the Barbados Tridents took out the Jamaica Talawas by 2 runs in a nail-biting victory at Lauderhill, Florida last night. The Talawas needed 4 runs from 1 ball to win, but could only get 2, thus handing the Tridents an unlikely triumph in the 3rd game of the Hero Caribbean Premier League this year. Tridents, which have now won 2 and lost 1, are set to play a series of 5 games at Kensington over here in Barbados, starting Saturday.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Construction is expected to start by year-end on 2 mega hotel resorts on Antigua's sister island of Barbuda, which was devastated by Hurricane Irma almost a year ago. An excited Prime Minister Gaston Brown says the multi-million-dollar properties are being built by Discovery Land, a U.S.-based real estate development company.
I expect that perhaps by the fourth quarter of this year, and the jury has said to me personally that he intends to start to construct by the fourth quarter of this year. And on that basis, the project should commence, and maybe by next year should be in full swing.
The investors are now working with the authorities for the completion of environmental studies, a key part of the process. Prime Minister Brown says the stars are in alignment. He now wants the residents of Barbados to embrace the project.
And on the global front now, the White House has hit back strongly at insinuations that a plea deal struck by President Donald Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, implicated Trump in a crime. More in this report from Reuters Television.
The White House on Wednesday pushing back hard against suggestions that a plea deal struck by Donald Trump's former lawyer implicates the president in a crime.
Did President Trump commit a crime?
As the president has said, we've stated many times, he did nothing wrong. There are no charges against him.
The denials come a day after the president's ex-attorney, Michael Cohen, pleaded guilty to 8 counts of tax evasion, bank fraud, and campaign finance violations. And the plea deal contained a bombshell admission. Cohen said that Trump directed him to arrange payoffs to silence at least 2 women, a porn star and a former Playboy model, ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Both women claimed they had sexual affairs with Trump. Reuters legal correspondent Jan Wolf.
The language in Michael Cohen's plea deal that he was directed to make these payments by the president are pretty huge, because he is essentially saying he committed a crime with the president.
And that's news and sports. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now, you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.